Hey guys, this is Brad Lincoln, Lead Education Agent for Pathway to Oz, and today I'm just going to run through some commonly asked questions we get asked about studying a trade in Australia. What is a trade? This is something that does come up a bit. People get a bit confused about what a trade course actually is in Australia. But a trade is generally a profession that requires an apprenticeship or a minimum of a Cert 3 qualification for the area you want to be qualified in. Trades are more hands-on, practical professions that are covered in a wide array of different industries. Carpentry, commercial cookery, so studying to be a chef, metal fabrication, light and heavy vehicle mechanics, as well as boat building. Now there are many others that are available to you, so it's always recommended that if you do have something in your mind that you are looking to study and want to find out a bit more information about it, and if it does fall into this trade classification, please never hesitate to contact us here at Pathway to Oz. Where is the training delivered? Okay, so this is a really good thing with the trade courses in Australia. Generally speaking, there is going to be a trade available to you in most capital cities. Not all trades are available in all areas, unfortunately, but there has also recently been some changes made by some of the schools who are now delivering these programs in a regional area. This can create a huge amount of benefit to you in the future. If you want to find out a bit more about how this regional study can help you, I've listed a link below about our Job Ready program and points, explanations and things like that from Nick. So definitely check that out if you want a bit more clarification. But yeah, they are available in just about all areas. So we're definitely going to be able to find something for you that's going to work within where you want to base yourself in Australia. So how is the training done? Okay, so the training is done in almost like a factory type format. Of course, this varies slightly depending on the trade. If you're doing commercial cookery, you're not going to be in a trade factory or anything like that. But the more practical trades like carpentry, metal fabrication, automotive, those sorts of things are definitely going to be in a factory style format. So you're going to have some absolutely great facilities at your disposal, as well as this tools, materials, all that stuff is supplied. So you'll be working with trainers who have real life experience. As well, there is always going to be a little classroom type element to it as well, but these courses, can't stress enough, are definitely much more practical focused, hands-on. You're in there, you're on the tools, and you're learning. And that's what it's all about when doing a trade. Okay, what are some of the prerequisites to study these courses? Now, another big bonus with the trades, there aren't too many prerequisites that need to be met. This varies depending on the institution and the course you're going for. But generally speaking, if you finished high school, even some schools will accept a year 10 or O levels. You can go into one of these courses. One of the main things they're going to be looking for is English language. So if you're a native English speaker, beautiful. If not, you're going to need to be really competent in the English language. So all aspects, reading, writing, listening and speaking. And in terms of competent, if you're familiar with IELTS, you'd be wanting to sit around the 5.5, which is just general entry for vocational programs in Australia. All right, now this is a question that I do get asked quite a bit. Do I need any experience in the field before undertaking this program? So easy answer, no. You don't need any experience in the field whatsoever to be able to undertake this type of study. In my opinion, if you are going into the building and construction industry, those type of areas, if you have got any form of experience, it is a bit of a benefit, because if you're jumping, for example, from say hospitality into the building industry, if you've never done anything in the building industry before, you might get a bit of a shock because it is quite hard work, it is quite hands-on. But in saying that, if you're just finished school, you haven't got experience, but you do have a passion for things like automotive, carpentry, plus any of the others that I've mentioned previously, it is a really good option to just go straight into it. Because you're learning from the very basics. If you've never used a drop saw before, they're going to teach you how to use that safely. If you've never taken a radiator out of a car, they're going to show you the basic first steps on doing these things. And so you can be confident in going right from the start through to the finish, and obviously towards the end learning a lot more technical aspects of that trade, but you are going to be supported the whole way along your journey in study, depending on the level you're coming into. All right, the important one, how much does it cost? Okay, again, I keep repeating myself here a bit, but it does depend on the trade you're studying and where you want to do your study. But in saying that, roughly it would be anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 per year in terms of trade study. Now, with that, don't think, and I've said this previously, don't think you have to have all this money at once. Schools are very flexible. They understand, international students may not have this huge amount of funds to pay for their first year of study. So generally the school asks for a deposit, and you could go on a monthly or semesterly payment plan, depending on your situation. Again, this varies depending on the school, but if you do have any questions about that side of it, you can contact us at any time, and we'll always find an option for you that's gonna work within your budget. And finally, how long does it take? Now this can be a bit confusing because some schools deliver their Certificate 3 programs over a year while others do it over 2 years. Now this just comes down to basically how the school got their course registered and how they've chosen to deliver it. It doesn't really sort of matter too much in the big scheme of things on how long it takes you to do your study in terms of that, because the courses generally will always be packaged into a 2-year program to make you eligible for maybe your graduate visa or whatever plans you might have in the future. Now, if you do have any more questions about studying a trade in Australia or wanting to see what options are available to you, please never hesitate to contact the Pathway to Oz team on the website, phone, any of the social media platforms. We're always happy to sit down and have a chat with you and work out what your best options may be for studying a trade or any other course in Australia. So yeah, if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks heaps.